Alright guys, it's summer, finally out of school. I just started my summer vacation just yesterday, but today I'm gonna go watch The Mummy. And The Mummy, I haven't heard too much great things about this movie, but it's Tom Cruise, so anything Tom Cruise, I feel like I have to watch in theaters. And aside from that, I'm kind of curious about this movie. I'm kind of excited for it in a way, but I'm gonna lower my expectations due to the negative response that I heard to this movie. But I'm about to head to my theater to go watch this film, and I'll see you guys there.
You're good to go. Now, I love guacamole and chips with...
Alright guys, so I checked out the first film and what Universal is setting up to be a dark universe. Of course that movie is The Mummy. And basically with this new dark universe they're getting all these classic Universal monsters like Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, the creature from the Black Lagoon I believe it is, and they're basically getting all those monsters and they're gonna combine them into like half action, half kind of horror films, almost like what they did with The Mummy. So, of course, in order to do that, why not start off with The Mummy? So let's make this quick. Basically, we have Tom Cruise and his friend in this movie, Jake Johnson, who you really have no idea what they're doing in the beginning of the film. It's like a heist or something. And of course, they run into the tomb where Aminet, the mummy, is kept in, and basically they take it and the mummy gets unleashed. So now it's up to Tom Cruise to actually stop and fight Hamnet to stop whatever she's up to. So I wasn't a big fan of the teaser trailer released back in December for Star Wars Rogue One with this movie. I just wasn't a big fan of that teaser trailer, but the actual trailers, like the full length ones, actually got my interest in this movie. And I was actually quite excited for this movie because I don't know whether it was the fact that we're finally getting all these classic monsters remakes with a little bit of action put into them, or whether it was the fact that Tom Cruise was going to be the main star in this movie, or maybe even that they're setting up a new universe. I just don't know what it was. I was actually pretty excited for this movie. And you know, it's an okay movie. It's not as good as I thought it could have been, but there is definitely a lot of things that I liked and a lot of things that I did not really like about this movie. So Tom Cruise, the man, he proved he could do action. He proved he could do his own stunts, and I was really excited to watch him in this movie. And like always, he does a good job. There are some times where his acting just kind of like gets off board, and you're like, is he even trying anymore? But there are points where he is actually doing his job, and I thought Tom Cruise was really good in The Mummy. Sofia Boutella as the Mummy, she did her job. She she did a really good job. I think she's probably the best performance in this movie because she's actually quite terrifying in this movie, and I don't know whether it's how her costume is or how she actually is, but she was really good. Annabelle Wallis is also in this movie, and she did a great job. They try to make her the Tom Cruise's love interest in this movie, but that really goes nowhere. Jake Johnson, he's okay. He's not bad, but he's not all that good either, mainly because we don't get his character that much. His character basically gets cursed in the very first act of the movie, but he basically turns into like a zombie kind of. And the makeup on him, have you ever seen those Snicker commercials where the person that's hungry turns into a zombie? That's how the makeup on Jake Johnson looks like when he's a zombie. Like, not even kidding. Take a look at it yourself. Russell Crowe, I didn't really like him in this movie. They tried making him the Nick Fury of this dark universe really bad, and I don't really mind that, but they just tried a little bit too hard with his character, and his character just stops like every like few minutes to explain what's going on. Like, I guess the first time it's okay because it's a setup. It's alright. You got to explain what's happening, but then it just constantly stops to explain what's going on. We're like, we get it, just keep on going on with the movie. Like, you don't have to stop every 3 to 5 minutes to explain what's going on. So that really kind of got on my nerves. The humor in this movie, it's all right. Really, the humor just feels pushed into the movie. It feels really forced into the movie. And I will admit there are some times where I actually laughed, but another half of that time, they just try really too hard to make a joke and try to make the audience laugh, and you're just like, why did they even bother making a joke out of this? And as for the writing, it could be alright sometimes, but just again, sometimes it could just be really bad. I said that I wasn't a big fan of the makeup in this movie, and the CGI. There are some times where the CGI actually looks really good. Like, for example, those scenes when the mummy is walking through the streets of London, and then she has like all this like dirt and everything like riding right around her. That and then like what they did with the Brendan Fraser mummy movies, where they show that mummy face made out of sand. That type of CGI is cool in this movie, but there are sometimes CGI where, for example, a scene where they're underwater and then there's a bunch of mummies underwater. It just doesn't look believable. Like, the mummies don't look believable at all. Don't get me wrong, this movie's a lot of fun. I was really enjoying myself inside the theater, and there are a ton of scenes that are just entertaining. For example, again, that scene in London, probably the most entertaining scene in the movie, where Tom Cruise is in a van and he's getting chased by the mummy and everything. Those scenes are there, and they're a ton of fun to watch. Just that there is a lot of issues with this movie, either whether it's the writing or the jokes or really the CGI or anything like that, and there is a lot of problems to this movie. This movie is good if you just want to have fun watching a movie with your family or friends, but if you're actually there to actually see whether this movie could pull off on giving you a great story with great humor and writing and everything, then you're not going to get that with this movie. But I had a ton of fun. It's definitely one of the most fun movies I've seen this year, but it's extremely flawed. So with that being said, I could recommend really Redboxing or Netflixing this movie, but if you want to go at the theater, go for a matinee, wouldn't hurt, and that's why I'm gonna give The Mummy a C. Believe it or not, I actually wanted a really good movie out of this. I didn't really get that. I rather got a mediocre movie, but at least I got the fun that I actually wanted to have with this movie. So, with that being said, The Dark Universe is off to an alright start. There is definitely a lot they could improve with their next entry in their universe. I believe it's Bride of Frankenstein, and they are going to happen after all. I'm pretty sure, because once this movie starts, after the Universal logo, they immediately go to the Dark Universe logo. So, and they already started casting people for the Dark Universe. Johnny Depp, Javier Bardem, and I forgot who else, but they casted a bunch of really good actors, talented actors. So, with that being said, I will pick this up on Blu-ray on Black Friday or something, just because this movie's a ton of fun to watch. But if you guys watch this movie, if you guys watch The Mummy, please let me know what you guys thought about it down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. More reviews coming soon. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.